morning, everyone. Thank you for coming, and I'm going to explain to you why I think cyborgs are alive. Now, first off, how many of you actually know what a cyborg is? Only a few of you? All right. Well, there's two definitions that I found. According to Merriam-Webster, it is a bionic human. And then according to the dictionary definition, it's a fictional or hypothetical person whose physical abilities are extended beyond normal human limitations by mechanical elements built into the body. And later I'm going to talk about how this can also be with humans too. The definition goes along with humans. So there's two types of cyborgs that I found. There's fictional cyborgs like we see in movies and comics, like Darth Vader, RoboCop. Everyone knows Iron Man, Inspector Gadget, the Terminator. But there's also human cyborgs. And we already use technology to connect ourselves in advanced ways, whether it's cell phones, laptops, tablets, anything you can think of. But now they're moving the mechanical technology and putting it into human bodies. Some philosophers and scientists, including Ray Kurzweil, who is an inventor and engineer, thinks that this kind of technological singularity could be achieved within just a few more generations. And this technological singularity is the hypothesis that the invention of artificial superintelligence will abruptly trigger runaway technology growth, resulting in unfathomable changes to human civilization. Now there's one human cyborg that I want to focus on, and that's the first human cyborg, and that's Neil Harbisson. Now, Neil Harbisson was born with color blindness, so he can only see black and white. So they gave him this equipped, specialized eye, as you can see, that's built into the back of his brain. And it perceives colors as sounds on a musical scale. So in other words, he doesn't see color like us, he hears color. So when he walks around, that electronic eye is bouncing off different objects, and that color is perceived as sounds going to the back of his head. And yes, he has to memorize a bunch of different musical scales depending on what color he sees. So he's had this for so long that he's so advanced to this device that his brain has formed new neurological pathways that allow him to develop an advanced kind of perception. So he can hear over 350 kinds of colors. And I don't even know 100 colors. So he's so advanced. And he created his own cyborg foundation to help other humans become cyborgs. Now he does have a TED Talk, but it's way too long. So I just have a 1-minute video on just himself.
My name is Neil Harbisson, and I was born with a rare visual condition called achromatopsia. Because I come from a great-scale world, which is total color blindness. So I've never seen color, and I don't know what color looks like. To me, the sky is always gray, the grass is always gray, and television is still in black and white. Since the age of 21, I can hear color. Concerts are a colorful experience, and art gallery is a musical experience. You know, this antenna allows me to hear the colors in front of me, light sensor that detects the frequency of the color, and then it sends me to the chip, and then I hear the colors in bone conduction. I dress in a way that it sounds good, so I decide what notes I want to wear. Today, for example, I wear F sharp and C sharp. Usually depending on how good the face sounds.
So that's Neil Harbisson, and his TED Talk's really interesting. If you guys have a chance, I recommend you going and watching it. And this is what I go back to the this is when I go back to that first definition. Neil Harbisson is a human person with physical abilities that are extended beyond normal human limitations. Not every human hears sounds. Only Neil Harbisson hears sound. And this is when I go into natural sciences. So obviously those are the 7 characteristics of life. And Cyborgs are mostly often defined on the basis of their physical characteristics, so that electronic eye that Neil has. Or if you're watching fictional movies like Iron Man, he's got that body armor, or Darth Vader, the dark voice. So, but the cyborg isn't technically alive itself, but it is connected to the human. And the human is alive, which makes both of them alive in one piece. People have hearing aids, people have pacemakers, heart valves, artificial limbs. Those aren't alive, but it's part of the human that makes them alive. Now in art lies in the creation of our own senses. So it's whatever you think and you feel when you look at cyborg art, or when you're watching those movies, the Iron Man or Star Wars. So it's all what you feel and how you perceive different things. Now in social sciences, the study of society is social behavior. Now there are human cyborgs. Not every human is a cyborg. They are normal. They interact with people. They have thoughts. People with hearing aids, they're normal. They talk with people. Neil, he's a normal human being. He interacts with people just like any other human. He just doesn't see color. He hears color. Now millions of people are already wearing these like different technological devices, whether it's eyeglasses, hearing aids, pacemakers, heart valves, artificial limbs. Since 2002, about 59,000 people have received some form of neurological prosthetics to help them hear, see. Those are still human beings. They're not machines. They're human beings living their everyday lives. They're just having some type of help in their body than other human beings that they don't need. So humanities. Humanities means all human beings as a collective. Now, like I said earlier, not all humans are cyborgs. I want to talk about two specific humans. First, I want to say, in the book, The Dynamic Human, they state that they believe that the world is a continuously changing complex system, and humans are a part of this ever-changing system. Which leads to my next point, which is from the University of Adelaide. They believe that cyborgs are closer to becoming a reality of human evolution, which is scary to me because I don't want to walk around and see a bunch of human cyborgs running beside me. So these two different humans, they're normal human beings. They have thoughts, they have feelings. They grow, they reproduce, they can do everything else. But Jens Newman, who is blind in both eyes, he's the very first person to receive an artificial vision system. So you can see these glasses. And this electronic eye is connected directly to his visual cortex in his brain implants. So he doesn't see clearly like us, but he can see shapes and lines, which is still impressive because he's legally blind. He couldn't see anything. And now he can walk around and see shapes and lines. Now Kevin Warwick, this guy is really interesting. He wanted to be the ultimate cyborg. He's a professor of cybernetics, and he was his own guinea pig of his own research assignment. So he installed a microchip in his arm that allowed him to operate doors, lights, heaters, and computers as he walked in from room to room. Now, the main purpose of this experiment was to see test the limits of the body and what it would accept. Now, also, he wanted to see if people with nerve damage had this chip in their arm, then he wanted to see if it can be useful to them so they don't have to look, if they couldn't lift up their arms, they can walk into a room, open up a door, turn the lights on, etc. Which I thought was really interesting because all he did was put a chip in his arm. And so after talking to you today about all the different aspects and all the different foundations between cyborgs, I hope that you guys believe that cyborgs are alive.